In recent years, Romania has revolutionized its energy transition. The country has become a paradise for investments in renewable energy, which has necessitated the need to train new specialists. Invariably, Romania's traditional coal sector, centered in the Jiu Valley in the Carpathian Mountains, has come into the crosshairs. How is the transition affecting that community, and what's being done to give the miners a chance that there will be a tomorrow where their skills will be needed and well paid? Today, we'll introduce to you the largest vocational training academy in Southeastern Europe, the Renewable Energy School of Skill, which leads the RenewACAD project. With their training centers, they aim to retrain employees from areas affected by the energy transition, such as workers from coal mining sector, to become specialists in the field of renewable energy sources and electricity distribution. The project has an important strategic dimension at the European, national, and sectoral levels. To tell us more about it, we have with us Sebastien Enake, a managing partner at Wind Power Energy, and who's also part of the managing team of the RenewACAD project. Welcome to our podcast, Sebastien.
Hello, nice to be here, and thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you as well. So when would you say the idea of renewable energy began to break through to the mainstream in Romania? And how long did it take for that idea to permeate into the coal mining heart itself, the Jiu Valley?
Well, Romanian renewable energy sector started several years ago with some large booms. So we had two waves. We are now at the end of the second wave of developments and start of the wave for construction for the second wave. In each wave, we had around 5,000 megawatts to be built. And because of these booms and because of these waves, we see the need of new people in the industry. This is why, after having a data analysis about where should we get the additional people to hire, we thought that the best things to do were looking into the mining industries, because we had a lot of mines that were closed down, and we could find, let's say, a lot of qualified people that would very easily be reconverted and reskilled towards renewables in those regions.
Right. And in your view, what makes the Jiu Valley specifically unique among the other European coal regions in terms of the challenges that they were facing and the strategies that you want them to overcome? So to repeat the question, it was like, what do you think, in your view, makes the Jiu Valley unique among European coal regions in terms of the challenges that they have, and what strategies are you implementing to overcome these challenges that they have?
We have in Jiu Valley more than 30,000 employees that have been there since more tan 50 years ago. And in their families, they all know about working in mines and working in coal mines. As other European states, Romania said that by 2030 they will close down all the mines. So right now they're in a decommissioning process. We tried to go in Jiu Valley because there are still more than 15,000 employees in the mining industry that will be in the next 5 years out of jobs. These employees are between 25 and 45 years old, some 50. They have a lot of technical experience in mechanical, hydraulical, and electrical field. And it would be very easy for us after 6 months of courses to introduce them in wind, PV, or storage. So the main reason we went to Jiu Valley was that we could find the people that had the seniority and the expertise to be very easily reskilled into renewables.
See, and this is where the RenewACAD project, which you're working on, comes into play, I guess. So what is the overall objective of that project, and what is it about?
The overall objective of the project was that we want to we need in the renewables more than 8,000 people, new people, by 2030. And we situated ourselves as a part of the solution. Not everybody could get a job in renewables, but everybody that wants a job in renewables and doesn't have the fear of height, or are very flexible to work project-based around the country or around Europe, could join this academy, and they can train free of charge. They can train free of charge because this is also important towards renewables, but also the companies would have access to free of charge database with already trained people that would, let's say, shorten the time to hire, and they would also have assurance that the people that will hire will be directly trained in renewables for GWO courses and for other courses that are recognized internationally. This way, the companies can speed up the hiring process, would have an aligned training curricula that would be aligned also with international trainings. And at the same time, they will be able to find people that want to work in renewables in the same place. I can tell you that it was very hard in the beginning, because the miners were very reluctant. When I started the project 5 years ago, everybody from the mining industry thought that because of renewables, they will be out of jobs and they will hate us. So it was also a topic of changing hearts and minds. And once
it very begins,
yeah, and we first wanted to make sure that they see us as friends, they trust us. And then we started the trainings. Then the first miners started to be hired in companies that are working in renewables. And by the force of the voice, people came with positive feedback, and now more and more want to work in renewables.
In itself, the kind of courses that you offer at the Renewable Energy School of Skills and through this project are all of them are linked to the green energy kind of jobs, right?
Yeah, so we provide technical training, mostly for wind, PV, and storage.
And battery storage.
For installation, operation, and maintenance of these assets, but also design and development. So actually, not all are suitable to or want to work outside. Some want to work in the office, some are engineers, some are accountants, some are technicians, wind installation technicians. So in each county of the region and in each region of the country, you can find different people with different needs, and we have for each of them a job and a qualification.
I see. So there's not just blue collar courses and jobs, but also I say things like design, and so there's more like engineering minded.
Yes. We teach them how to design a wind farm or a PV plant, or how to design a battery storage, and how much battery they should put as a behind the meter to PV plants. Then we can teach them all the installation process. We have also virtual reality rooms in order to show them and to get them a better feeling about what they will find on site. We take site visits. We also have a program where we took people that work in renewables and went with them into the mines downstairs, but also took miners from the mines and put them into wind turbines, so they can actually have the minus 200 plus 200 meter full experience.
That's one of the most interesting probably shifts or changes. How are they experienced? Because exactly, these are people used to working underground, and suddenly do they find that many of them are also adaptable to working above ground, like way above grounds?
Yeah, we've done a lot of interesting movies, and you can actually see very nice reactions for miners going into the nacelle or working in wind turbines. It was very
with open spaces and fresh air.
The
opposite of how mines used to be. And are they like, when you find that in the Jiu Valley, like miners, were there like specific preferences for their programs? Like many of them, or like what was the general level of interest? And then among the ones who chose to sign up for these courses, did you notice that they pick certain professions more than others?
Yeah, well, basically we try to guide them. So we didn't offer only trainings. We have also offer career counseling. First, we do an analysis of what they're interested in, what they are already able to do. And based on that, we do a qualification and training matrix. So we define what type of trainings they already have. And based on the job that they want, together we decide what type of additional trainings we need to provide. Some have the fear of heights, so of course they don't want to work in wind.
Yeah.
Some are not available to work 2 months away from home in a project 400 kilometers away, and they want to stick near the home, and they might need operation and maintenance jobs rather than installation jobs. So each job is specific. We have a very detailed interview and discussion with them, and based on that discussion, we actually define together a path, a training matrix, and after 2 months, after they finalize the courses, based on the qualifications that they have 2 options. One, for them to apply to different companies in their area, or for us to put them on the free of charge database for other companies from the Romanian Wind Energy Association or PV Association. Could pick them from there and get a job to them.
So in a way, this is we can say you provide the job placement services or support for.
We provide job support. We don't guarantee that if they do the training, they will get a job, but for sure they will be in the spotlight, and they will be more. They have more advantages during an interview if they are already trained in our academy. If they will have at the interview someone that doesn't have any trainings, for sure they will be the chosen ones, because they already have, let's say, the accreditations and certifications, and they can be available to bring money for the company immediately.
All right. Do you have any statistics on like how many people have of those who have completed? I think there was like I read something about 700.
Yes. So right now we have 4 different programs. One of the programs is already finished. We had 748 miners that finished. We have around 250 that got a job. The others are still working in a mine and thinking about conversion in green energy this year or next year. Based on the qualification, some of them became self-employed and opened companies to install PV panels on rooftops.
Okay.
So each of them found their own path. And now, until 2028, we opened another 1,400 spots for trainings for different categories, employees in renewable energy companies that want a specialization, a qualification, and additional qualifications. Or we also have 400 scholarships for students that want to work after they will finish university in renewable energy jobs, and they want to be trained in that. So we try to diversify and not only address to miners, but also address to other type of people and categories of people that want to join renewables. And
for the itself, the Hunedoara County, I think that's where the Jiu Valley is located, right? It's in that.
Hunedoara, yeah.
Yes. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Like, is that where is it itself becoming kind of like? Is there a plan to reconvert it like into a hub for green energy, kind of like in terms of wind farms and solar panels or things like that? Yes,
Hunedoara is one of the counties that suffered the most for closing of the mines. There is not much to do there. We and other companies have plans to revitalize the county. Right now, actually, we started the permitting, and hopefully by end of this year, a factory for batteries will be fully permitted, and we will start construction exactly in the Jiu Valley in Petrila. Okay. In the same location, different investors have the intention and are permitting battery energy storage. And if all these plans will happen starting 2026, I think Jiu Valley will be green hub. From a coal hub, they will become a green hub for battery producing and battery storage.
Well, this will be the complete transformation of in terms of energy. And is that something that appeals, I guess, to the communities, since the people living there are kind of used to already for decades now being, or maybe hundreds of years, being involved in the production of energy, of course, traditionally from coal. And is it something they would like to, do you find that they would like to stay in, to remain in this kind of profession, to produce the energy of the future, even if it's not coal related anymore?
Yes, of course, people are very open. Authorities are very open. We are working on a mindset change. Until now, people worked in state-owned companies, and the remuneration of the state-owned companies is not directly related to productivity. The remuneration from private institution is not only linked by productivity, but also by this competition on the job market. So you don't by default get a job, and no one is willing to give you a salary without you working. And in the mining industry, it was easier to just get from the state the salary and expect all the instructions from the state, and maybe not work full time and things like that. It's easier from our point of view than working in a mine, of course, but this impact of working for a private entity than a state entity is still subject to discussions, and people need to get familiar with being productive, being present, and being involved their work. And of course, this is something that we are still working, but I see that people don't think like that because they're not well intentioned, but it was the way that has been done in the last 50 years, and now these need to change. So probably it will be a shift in how people think, and it would be a continuous development of how people think, that a job in a private entity is different than a job at the public entity. But I only see good and positive struggles both for the people and for the authorities.
As they say, old habits die hard, right? And I guess part of this course, like you said, from my understanding, is not just to teach the hard skills, the concrete technical skills, but also in a way to imbibe a sense of a new mentality, or an attitude towards work, and towards like the production process. And like you said, I guess a good testament to this is that part of the people have started their own businesses. So in a way, so they've taken responsibility for their own they're taking their own destiny in their hands. Is it also an issue that maybe the pensions, like did the mine, like people working like in the mines, I guess they retire like more early, like traditionally, and they have
yeah, well, we see in that area that based on the advantages that they had after the mines closed down, one of the advantages was that they get a special pension at 45.
Okay.
After working 20 years or 25 years in the mines, and this pension is rather big because of the safety risk that they encountered during the job. And some at 45 with the high pension, they are not very happy to work, because they say, okay, I don't need to work, I have very good money, and why should I get a new job, and why should I get reskilled, and why bother? But this is something that, let's say, puts us in disadvantage, because these guys at 45 don't need to work, and we need to get more unexperienced people than experienced people. But we have also a lot of 45-year-olds that want to work and they don't see it as a end of the career, but just the start of a new career.
So for the courses itself are open to anyone, like
you need to be up to 60, up to 60
okay.
years old.
So they can be well into their minor retirement age, and they can basically sign up and return on the labor market, even if after they have already retired, as long as they have the need to. And you have stories like that of people who have come out of retirement.
Actually, I can tell you that 3 of our 4 trainers in the area are former miners now. So actually, we reskilled miners. We made them trainers, and now miners are renewable energy trainings for the other miners.
You think that this, in a way, it's a good way, because to have the trainers being people who are from their milieu and people who speak their own language, so to say.
Exactly. They have the same history, they have the same habits, they have the same way of discussion, they have the same line of communication. So it's easier for someone from their own teaching them.
Yeah. Rather than like some people from Bucharest or something coming and just telling them how things should be.
Exactly.
Also, I guess it's an issue of trust. As many times it happens in trust in authorities, as which we know in the Southeastern Europe, it tends to be kind of low in many communities when it comes towards the states.
It's not an outsider; it's one of them teaching them. So it's a brother. That's good.
That's a good approach. And so far, because you said the project itself is continuing, it's about to start a new chapter involving more people from the regions. But how satisfied are you with the intermediate results? Do they match the goals that you initially set at the beginning of the project?
You know, when you have the vision and the initial vision, maybe sometimes you are too brave, or maybe sometimes you're more reserved and you're not brave enough. Yeah, when seeing how big this should be, because when you have the vision, you just calculate, you put some numbers, and you estimate. Yeah. I can tell you that we started with wanting to train around 5,000 people.
So basically that's like everyone at least in the Jiu Valley, like.
Yes, but we started to say 5,000 people from the Jiu Valley, and we started to then say, okay, not only from Jiu Valley, but from the entire Romania, because we have projects all over Romania. We saw that people are not very open to travel all the time, because the guys from Jiu Valley were used to working locally, 9 to 5, and maybe during the nighttime, but going back to their families and staying with them. So it's about the mix of people, about ages. If you're younger, you are more open to travel. If you're not that young, you want to stay with the family. You have small kids, so it's a mix.
Right.
So Romania, from the photovoltaic point of view, we have a very good spread all over Romania. So the project shifted and was redesigned from a project to train only miners to a project that would train anybody that would want to be reskilled in renewables. And from 5 counties, we expanded to 40 counties. I can tell you that if the target was 5,000 people by 2030 to be trained, we have budget, and we will probably finalize 4,500 in 2027. So actually sooner than expected, we will get more candidates and more trained people. And this brings me to the idea that probably and hopefully by 2030, we will have a larger quota of people trained and students that will want to go to renewables rather than other jobs.
That's and this is specifically, so you will do that in all the just transition identified regions, right, for Romania?
Yes,
as far as I know,
but not only just transition. So
or even beyond them.
We try to go beyond them, because you have a PV plant also in a non-just transition area. You also have a CSR, and you have companies that want to invest in local employees for the operation and maintenance time. So we try to combine the social responsibility of the companies that are investing in different areas with the Romania responsibility to get a second chance to the miners for the energy transition. So it's a mix, I think. We should consider all parties involved and all the situations.
Right. That's this ultimately should be, I think, the idea of any transition, that you cannot just focus on a small group of people, but rather reset the whole community, the mindset. And it's specifically for back to the RenewACAD project. Like, as far as I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, the project was co-financed by the European
Commission, yeah.
Through the operational program Human Resources 2014-2020.
Yeah.
How much of that was a European grant money, and what was the co-payment like?
Usually the grants for trainings are 95% grant, 5% co-financing.
Okay.
So this was the grant for the trainings. For the battery factory that we want to build, we had a grant of 70%.
Oh, okay. So this is, and the battery plants in there's the one in Petrila, right? That you
sorry,
the, one that, the battery factory, or the
yes, the one in Petrila, yeah.
This one you said it will start construction next year, right? Sometime.
Yes.
That's actually something that we might keep our eye on and follow through that story. Well, okay, so thank you then, Sebastien, for sitting today with us and telling us about the situation in the Jhiu Valley and how, and the kind of good things that you're doing there to train for new skills and to help the people of this former coal mine, of the still current coal mining community, to get new jobs and new perspectives and in the new economy and the way, and to involve them in the energy transition of Romania. So thank you for once again, and we'll follow how that story goes.
Thank you very much for inviting me.